Liminal spaces are everywhere. Hi, my name is Ruthie, and I talk about things. And today I'm going to be talking about a popular internet aesthetic, liminal spaces. Yay! I'll be discussing the definition, the origins, and break down what makes a liminal space so that way maybe we can get more fun liminal spaces out there. So without further ado, let's get into it. And thank you for watching. The origins of liminal spaces begin on 4chan, where a lot of creepy internet stuff spawns, for better or for worse. On May 12th, 2019, a 4chan user posted on the paranormal board asking for just one simple thing. Post disquieting images that just feel off. There are a lot of fun photos on this thread, some that are just creepy or the beginnings of the aesthetic we know and love today, liminal spaces. I'll have the archived thread linked down below if you're curious, but remember, it's 4chan, and I can't guarantee what you see in that thread is going to be good for you. From this thread, the backrooms and by extension, liminal spaces were born from this post reading, "If you're not careful and you no-clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the back rooms, where it is nothing but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum humbuzz, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell heard you." This stuff made its way to Reddit a few days later, and then the rest is history, because this isn't a backrooms deep dive. This is a liminal space aesthetic dive. But what is liminal space? Like, what does it mean? One, of relating to or situated at a sensory threshold, and two, of relating to or being intermediate state, phase, and condition. I think that the second definition fits the best for what I'm trying to explain. So by strict definition, a liminal space is a space that is intermediate or transitional space. We aren't talking about the dictionary. No. We're talking about an internet aesthetic, and internet aesthetics are a little more complicated than just strict dictionary definitions, but it does give us a good start. You wouldn't call this populated high school hallway a liminal space, but with the lights turned off and when it's abandoned, it's eerie, unsettling, uncanny, and cold. Something creeps in these halls when the students and teachers leave for the night, and it's not just the janitor. I'm going to attempt to break down what makes a good liminal space photo into an easy, digestible list. I have stared at many liminal spaces, I've read a lot of articles, and I've delved deep into the uncanny to hopefully bring you closer to understanding what makes a good liminal space, so maybe you can make some of your own. This list has 3 key points. Point number 1, location is empty. This is the point of liminal spaces. There is no one here. There ain't nobody around. People should be here, but they're not. I would go back to my example of a school hallway, but have you ever seen an empty mall? I'm not talking about an abandoned mall that has grass growing out of the ground like Last of Us, or it's been destroyed in a way that shows that hundreds of years have passed. No. I'm talking about a mall after hours, or a recently closed down mall with shop signs still hanging with decorations frozen in time. Point is that it's not just abandoned, but also well kept. Like I said, people should be here, they're not. Yes, office buildings are good for liminal spaces, but I'm gonna have to ask you to stop. The original photo is an office building setting, but that isn't the only setting that works in liminal spaces. And the media that I think forgets this the most is the video games. Good examples of empty buildings: malls, schools, especially elementary schools, enclosed swimming areas that you can definitely smell the chlorine through the photo, brutalist architecture, literally any of them. You can take any brutalist building Get rid of the people and it is liminal space. An abandoned movie theater, hotel hallways, storage units, the tunnels in Oklahoma City that are referred as the underground that I walked around in at night and it gave me the heebie-jeebies. As you can see, there are many places that can make a good liminal space. So now that we have our location, what's next? Point 2. So
let me add a little bit of spice.
You need an itsy bitsy teeny weeny extra small sprinkle of surrealism, uncanny, and or nostalgia. Bonus points if you hit all 3. There are many ways to create a surrealist environment without going full Salvatore Dali. Some examples of what you can manipulate in order to make a sort of surreal feeling is weird lighting, or not a lot of lighting, camera angles, or a handy dandy grain filter. That can really help as well. The uncanny, which I will give you eerie if you don't think uncanny is good enough, is already easy to accomplish if you chose a good location. I think the repeating or endless settings really lend to the uncanny, but also no people in an area where they're supposed to be is very uncanny in itself. How objects are placed and what objects or lack of objects can also really add to that. Nostalgia is a weird one, but I think is very important to really gaining that weird feeling you get from seeing a good liminal space. Some of the best liminal spaces are of abandoned 90s and early 2000s spaces that are frozen in time. Think of those abandoned play places at McDonald's and Wendy's, or a movie theater with, you know, that kind of carpet. Places and things that really capture the 90s and early 2000s feel, but shows how we've abandoned the colorful, happy nature of that design, leaving us knowing we could never go back to that place ever. We can never go back to those memories except in our hazy mind's eyes. These photos trigger past foggy memories of a happier time, or when you were very little, or they trick us into thinking that they're triggering memories. Point 3, tone it down, Buster. Lastly, but not leastly, in my opinion, what makes a liminal photo actually liminal and good is quality. Liminal pictures are not 4K HD rendered, blow your brains out realistic. The higher the quality, the less that the surreal elements, the hazy transitional feel, and empty space can shine. And the more it just looks like an empty room or a real estate photo. Is that to say that there are not any good, high quality liminal space pictures out there? No. I'm sure there are. Are my favorite liminal spaces about the quality of a semi-decent early 2000s camera or a disposable camera? Yes. Therefore, a grain filter or a VHS filter can really add some of that yummy spice that might be missing from your photo. So go ahead and take your hyper-realistic photos that are better than my eyeballs. Just make sure to tweak the quality of it before you call it a liminal space. Remember, we're trying to make these places feel weird and foggy and surreal and weird. Too many details take away from that. We want lack of details so that way the viewer's brains are able to fill out details that may not be there from their own personal experiences. Well, with this handy dandy list, hopefully you can create your own liminal spaces. Go out there, be creative. But for legal reasons, I am telling you, I am begging you, please don't break into anywhere. Please get permission. There is some liminal space games that can help you understand liminal spaces. Yes, I know. Yes. The backrooms. I've been trying to ignore the giant no clipping elephant in the room. But yes, the best popular liminal spaces that you're going to be able to find out there are going to be related to the backrooms. There are whole web series, games, and subreddits dedicated to the backrooms. I personally Love the backrooms. However, it is rife with yellow-tinged, wallpapered office spaces, and I'm tired of it, okay? It's not original, it's not creative. I've seen it before, and I don't want to walk in it again. Please give me different locations. Give me malls. Give me swimming pools. Give me brutalism. Brutalism. I want brutalism. Brutalism is a type of architecture that was very popular in the 1950s to about 1970s to fix a housing crisis. And I spent a long time researching it. I read an article from 1950. I love it, and it's perfect for liminal spaces. It checks all the boxes without trying. It's uncanny with all the repeated architecture. It's cold and unfeeling due to the concrete. There's a lot of just so many good elements of brutalist architecture that make it creepy and weird, and I love it. Now, I'm not the aesthetic police, so don't take any of my observations or my lists or my gripes as the be-all end-all for liminal spaces. The best thing about internet aesthetics is that they grow and evolve over time. I mean, just look at SCP. Trying to inhibit growth makes it to where everyone loses. And since I'm a part of everyone and I hate losing, I only wish to grow the creativities of those who find me and hopefully cultivate the aesthetics evolution. I love liminal spaces. I want more people to be interested and make liminal spaces. Here's my attempt. Take it. That's the video. I'll be exploring other internet aesthetics, cryptids, reviews, lore videos, and whatever strikes my fancy. I might be talking about Siren Head next video. I might talk about a book. Who knows? If you like this video, like, subscribe, and share this with your friends and enemies. If you make any liminal spaces because of this video, please tag me. I'm gonna go now and make my own liminal space photos that I'll likely never share with anybody. Okay, bye!